Morning. I gave my company a name and I was emotionally invested in the name because it's made out of the initials of my son. So I have twins, Oliver and Lovro. And when you put those together, you get OLLO. I really liked this name because it was short. It was kind of reversible. It looks nice in a font style. It sounds international, very easy to read. So it was a great name connected with my family, which is why I do what I do. So I was emotionally invested in it and I liked it and I went with it. And till this day, my company is still OLLO. But then one day, when I was communicating with one of my distributors, Olli Nordstrom, from the Nordic Audio in Scandinavia, he asked the question, Rog, do you know what OLLO means in Scandinavia? I was like, no, please enlighten me. I already had a sense there will be something terrible. And then he said, well, it's a glance of a penis, basically Dickhead. And I was like, shit, how did I miss that one? And obviously when you're invested, emotionally invested in a name, you get blind. And even though you understand you should test a name, you should do the basic search online, you don't do it because you love it, you like it, and you're starting a company, you're not thinking 10 years ahead. So yeah, I got caught up in naming my company Dickhead. Which is, yeah, well, in reality, when you stick with a name for long enough, nobody really cares. It's just a name. It's about what you do with that name, just like other names, other brands like Nike or whatever. It means nothing really until you make it mean something. So OLLO Audio today is a brand. It's a pro audio brand. In the niche industry where we work, I believe it's completely fine, even though it means dickhead in Scandinavian languages. But that's not the first mistake that I did on this thing, or there are consequences from selecting a name without thinking. The second thing that went wrong was when I tried to register a brand. So you guys probably know brands can be registered and unregistered brands. So if it is unregistered, then it's not protected by law, basically anywhere. If you do register it, then you have some sort of protection, a right to use your brand name in some geo area, like in the USA, in Europe, or specific countries. But that is also connected with specific niches and industries. So you can have OLLO, for example, right now, I can't really show you, but I have shoes. I can't show you, sorry. I have shoes that are also branded OLLO. And it's not my brand, of course, we don't make shoes. But there's a different brand, I believe in the USA, that they make shoes and they can have the same brand name as we do. They can have a registered brand and we can have a registered brand because they are making shoes and we are making electronics, and it's two very separate categories. So for that reason, there is no problem, no overlap. There is very unlikely that a customer would be confused when they see all the shoes and would go like, oh, is this from the brand that's making headphones? It's very unlikely to create that confusion, and for that reason the USPTO will allow both brands to be registered as OLLO. But for me, that is a different story because audio electronics are very close to telco. So telco company, one of the US telco companies, owns a brand name called OLLO, they are not using it. It's shelved brand. So it's not active, not in use, it's just registered or was registered for some reason someday. And it's still active, which means that even though it's not in use, it is owned by a telco company, further fourth largest telco company in the US, which makes it unavailable for me in the US. Now, why is that a problem? Well, one of the problems is they can throw me out of the market. So if this telco company were to say someday, all right, we're now gonna use the brand that we have shelved and stored, I would need to change the brand name in the USA, and that's not cool. All right, so there are potential costs and some risks involved in, you know, staying the course. But even though that's in the future, there are still complications today, because I cannot register this brand. I cannot use the full power of Amazon channels, because Amazon works with brands or is pushing registered brands further up. So when you have a registered brand, you are higher in the listing. So, and also you can do more branded pages. You can have dedicated web stores, which you've seen probably by other strong brands. You can have like a landing page with all your products, extra text, extra stuff you want to put there. You can have videos and all this stuff. Basically a web page within the Amazon. That is not available if you don't have a registered brand. So there you go. You see, so being emotionally invested in the name creates all sorts of problems, and that's kind of like the illustration of my daily life as the entrepreneur. You get invested into something, you do something, and then you have to fix it, or you missed something, you gotta find other ways. So there's a lot of things that go with that. On a side note, I'm not the only one doing that or having this issue. For example, Audi with their e-tron. So e-tron is a series of Audi cars, and in French it literally means Audi shit, which is not ideal. And we've had these stories with Mitsubishi Pajero, which in Spanish speaking languages areas means Mitsubishi masturbator, I believe. So they changed that name to Montero, I believe. Then we had Ford Kuga in Slovenian. It means plague, so a very serious disease. So, you know, there's been several, or Osram, the light bulbs, Osram. It also means poop in Polish, I believe. So, you know, these things happen. We're not the first one. But yeah, we're gonna stick with it for as long as possible. If there will be a day when this telco company forces us to change the name for the US market, well, we are just gonna have to do it. There will be no way around it. But yeah, until then, I would say think twice when you're creating brand names and also product names. But I'm gonna talk about product names in the next video. Cheers.